All right, back to the podcast. Like Back to the Future, but it's back to the podcast.
Yeah. Supernatural. Google.
Google.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
no. Ask Jeeves.
ask Jeeves, not Google. Oh, that's clever.
uh,
So, what were your thoughts overall with Ask Jeeves?
it was pretty good.
Yeah, it felt
Like an older one
yeah, it
again.
felt like an older one again because they didn't mention the angels, the
Yeah,
demons,
no
nothing.
angel plot, so they're
Yeah.
they're all better when they're not doing that.
Yeah, it felt like a decent kind of filler episode.
Like, I don't know, and apparently being a demon for a little bit during summer break was the best thing for Dean's character because he's come back with more life in him.
Yeah. Well, in general, the episode had a lot of life to it. I mean, it wasn't as good as last week. It was okay, but like the music was really fun with it, like it felt a little more lively.
Yeah, it was kind of fine for a monster of the week type episode.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was as strong as last week, but
Well, no, because that had connections to stuff.
hmm yeah, it was pretty good. This week was about a shapeshifter. They went back to the old shapeshifters and not the
Yeah, not that we don't have to shed our skin, shapeshifters, families of Chicago on the canceled pilot.
Hey, Chicago's controlled by five monster families.
Oh man, I can't wait to come back and see their wacky adventures.
Hey, what happened to Anus's
Let's
dad?
visit them again soon, Dean. Ha ha! No,
They gonna
cancel.
they gonna tell us what happened with Anus's dad, or is that just gonna be left out in the open? Or alternatively, no one gives a shit about what happened with Anus's dad.
Pretty sure Clint Howard burst through him and said, "God, try it." Cancel.
Cancelled. Don't worry, that spin-off's coming any day now.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, this does bring up kind of a question that okay, so I mean, people have already watched the episode, I'm sure, but basically the plot is that
They weren't watching them before. Every time they listened to this, they got spoiled pretty
they got
hard.
spoiled. Yeah, well, I mean, I was just gonna explain a bit of the plot, but the whole thing is that they have to go get an inheritance that was left for Bobby because he was hunting a shapeshifter and
Met this bunny woman.
he met this bunny woman and she got pregnant by the shapeshifter and she had a kid and then Bobby spared the kid, basically saying you gotta lock the kid up. Um, and then Sam has this whole spiel at the end about like, hey, being a monster is a choice, which is nice that they don't say they're inherently evil, but also
Yeah.
makes Bobby into a real asshole for being like, you gotta leave the kid in the attic for the rest of her life. So you can't really
Yeah.
blame her for being evil. That was really kind
Yeah.
of Bobby made her that way.
Yeah. And the mother, too, for actually doing it.
Well, the mother too, but the mother, we don't know how much she actually knew about supernatural stuff. She may have just been like, oh, it's a shapeshifter, I guess it's evil. But we know from the show that's not always the case, so they usually go crazy.
Hmm.
And if anyone remembers anything about the spin-off, the shapeshifters weren't evil in it, they were just people that shifted into other people.
Yeah. They didn't have to shed their skin, so it didn't
Yeah.
make sense with Supernatural's version of shapeshifters.
Yeah. Well, they were different species of shapeshifter? I really don't
Yeah,
know.
sure, let's go with
They were
that.
Chicago style, like a hot dog.
Chicago style. Yeah.
They
Deep
were
dish
yeah, they were the
shapeshifters.
deep dish. It's similar but not quite the same. But yeah, and they ended it with another like Dean's in denial. Let's not talk about it.
Dean Nile.
Dean
Year of the Dean Nile. Yeah, I do get a little sick of them doing this on the show.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like
get that they
being in
kind of
denial about something.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's not really a secret, but
Yeah, but it's
it's
a
similar.
similar thing that's happened far
Hmm
too often.
And but it's not something that we didn't see coming either.
No, I mean, is either that, I guess, or they completely forget the whole demon thing, which would have been kind of stupid.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like, there's no real way to get around it, and to be fair, they didn't draw it out too much, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they don't keep doing this and yeah, they go somewhere with it from this point rather than keep having like, episodes play out and then Dean gets a little too rough and then Sam goes, Dean, what about that you getting too rough thing? No, it's nothing, Sam, shut up. Okay, I'm just gonna be in my CG car or whatever the hell.
Yeah, that shot was weird. They pan out of when they're
Yeah,
sitting, he's sitting in the car,
it
and they like
looks weird
they
because I think they
superimpose the green screen or whatever they did onto
like
either
they
real
left in
footage
the
or
shot of Sam looking out the window and then they
Mhm.
like put that onto the car shot, but it looked kind of strange.
Yeah, and it looked like maybe the trees were added in post or something. I don't know. Is it not quite a seamless shot?
Mhm.
You knew too when the episode ended with two, like when they finished the plot with 2 minutes to spare. It's like, oh look, it's gonna be a car feeling scene. They just moved it from sitting on the car to driving the car. Seems to be
It's
the
been that
progress
way
with
for a
these.
while though, that
Well, yeah,
it's been
yeah,
inside the car driving.
yeah. But for a long time, it was like they're gonna pull over and they're gonna lean against the car and they're gonna
Yeah,
talk their
which is what
feelings
they
out.
talked about last week, but
Yeah, but all they did was shift it to them driving.
yeah, they did that quite a while ago, but yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's been
yeah,
just them driving for a few years really.
yeah. Well, that's how you know that they're gonna do one of those scenes. It's like, oh, they finished the plot already. I guess we gotta leave some spare time
They
for that.
usually do.
Yeah, yeah.
I like there's that woman who kept hitting on Sam, and then he didn't want to go with her until he imagined that dog he used to have on her
He
body, and he's
hallucinated that.
like, "Okay, let's go do a doggy
It's a really weird scene. I can't believe they included that, but
You're saying how much you like the music in this one.
I did like the music in this one because it was fun, and it was like
Yeah,
I don't know
it
whoever,
was lively.
yeah, whoever came up with that was good.
The wacky Dean mystery music.
Yeah, yeah, I liked the scene with Sam having to hit on the ladies to test if they were shapeshifters or not,
Yeah,
because it just didn't seem like he knew what to do with them really. Anytime he's humiliated, he doesn't know how to get with any women that if he sleeps with them, it won't end the world. So he's a little bit
yeah.
rusty.
Dean handled almost every clue weapon, I think, in this episode. Because
Yeah,
he had
yeah,
a knife, he picked up a lead pipe and a rope, he picked up a candlestick, and he had a revolver.
yeah. This
So I liked that little reference. And then he called the butler Wadsworth at one point, so it's funny.
they had a weird Rizzolian Isles reference in this one too. I didn't
Yeah,
expect that from Supernatural.
it was funny.
But yeah, the clue stuff was the more obvious homage there, and that was fun.
And the hidden passageway.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a fun concept for an episode, and the supporting characters are really funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of good moments in this one.
Hmm.
It was nice, coming off an episode that was, good, and then another one in a row. It's like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
really
could
thought
this
that it
be a
was going to be.
trend? That'd be nice.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to be kind of downhill from there. I'm like, oh no, they're going to go back to the old stuff now.
Yeah.
I,
Go back to mopey time.
one thing I didn't get, and this is something that they always do, but I'm just bringing it up because they did it this week. But like when they do the recaps of things that don't need to be recapped at the beginning.
Like, I don't know if they threw stuff in there to try and make you not sure what was supposed to be in this episode.
Well, they didn't have to do any of that. You could have just not had that intro and still been like trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I guess
All it
is
does is like give you a clue as to what they're doing. A
yeah.
clue, a who done it,
Uh,
But I mean, but they don't present it in the episode. Like they're not like maybe it's this thing or maybe it's this thing. So it
mhm.
doesn't really, because they
I
recap
mean,
all the
they did
different
think it was
monsters.
ghosts first, but yeah.
Yeah,
I did like too, the first woman pretty much killed herself, and then that comes up later, and she goes, "I just wanted to scare her." So it's like, okay, and she did kill herself. They're not even trying to pretend.
Yeah, she just panicked, fell off a balcony.
Yeah. She,
That was a pretty impressive fall. Like she had to have been trying pretty hard to fall that way.
yeah.
Flip herself backwards off there.
hmm Well, I think they're also implying she slipped on the bead to do that, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but the way that she leaped too as she was slipping,
hmm
like it was, you could have caught
Yeah.
yourself.
Mhm.
But you know, they did that recap. None of it was any essential information, and some
No.
of it was just kind of funny things. Like, and they did like they recapped part of last week with the Calliope thing, and that wasn't even an option.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could maybe think Calliope came back, but no one really thought that, I would think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's not as good as the best montage when they recapped pranks. They play pranks. It's a comedy episode.
We play pranks. Let's recap this.
In general, I think like they just don't need a recap unless it's essential information and not anything that's going to spoil what's happening because they do that a lot where it's like, hey, remember this character who was dead? We're going to recap them so you know they're coming back in this episode.
Yeah.
What? Could you have not done that? And then maybe we'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
Hey, let's recap Gordon. Gordon Natural back.
Yeah, when you're like, oh no, we're
See
seeing.
a lot of ourselves in him now, Dean. Damn it.
It's like anytime you saw footage that was like 7 years old, it's like, oh, they're gonna bring back that character, huh? They did use some older stuff in this one too, though, I noticed in the recap.
Yeah, they did.
Mm.
Next week it'll be remember your dead girlfriend, Sam? On the
Now I
ceiling. She's coming back.
do! Comedy music.
Why'd you let that happen to me, Sam? Oh boy.
And then Sam's gotta leap out.
Sam.
It's gonna be
Oh
his.
no, Sam, you've leaped into Sam. Double Sam.
Well, it'll finally. The next one will be the leap home, so. Did you catch what they made some joke earlier in the episode about like homosexuals or something?
Oh
They
yeah,
said that Sam and Dean were homosexuals. Is that what they were doing?
yeah. That's what that woman who tried to hit on them both and got rejected by them said.
Yeah. That
She
was
said, "I think they're homosexuals."
that was pretty on the nose for for that show, isn't it? Like I know they
Well,
make a lot of gay jokes, but they never just outright like homosexuals.
I think it was more just she said that because she didn't get with either of them, so she was mad.
No, I know, but it was a gay joke even
Yeah,
still, yeah. But I mean, it was kind of funny, and they're like, you know, oh, killer homosexuals. You would have heard of that.
yeah.
But yeah, that was a bit more on the nose than usual, I thought.
Hmm.
Overall, it was a decent episode. Gotta try it.
Cancel.